I am a huge advocate for dressing well, and I think it can bring many benefits to a man's life. But in today's video, I thought it would be fun to explore the downsides of being a stylish gent. The first downside to being well dressed is that it can make others feel bad. Humans are always comparing themselves to one another in some kind of way. When someone is more successful, better at a certain skill, or drives a nicer car, it can cause others to have low self-esteem and feel down about their own accomplishments. In the social realm, the clothes you wear and your overall appearance are both indicators of success and skill, the skill of putting an outfit together. So when you dress better than other people, you put yourself a peg above them, which can sometimes rub people the wrong way. Despite normally being the best dressed man in the room, I recently experienced this for myself. I was at a blues club with my friend. I was wearing a button-down collar shirt, a knit tie, and a sports coat. I was feeling very happy with my outfit until in the restroom I was there washing my hands, and then a man came next to me at the sink wearing an immaculate two-piece suit and tie. I felt like I'd been upstaged a little bit, and obviously that's my insecurity, but human beings all have irrational insecurities. The best remedy for this problem is to remember that being well-dressed doesn't mean being overdressed. You have to accommodate your outfit to the occasion and not dress outlandishly differently. For example, if I were going to a bar with friends who like to dress very casually, turning up like this wouldn't be being well dressed. Many influencers in the men's style community say it is a myth that being well dressed costs money. But from my experience, I spend a hell of a lot more on clothes now than I did before I was interested in men's style. For most men, clothes are just a basic utility like food and housing. But for the stylish man, clothing becomes a hobby, and all hobbies can be expensive. The more you learn about style, the more discerning you become as a consumer. You realize that affordable stores like H&M and Zara use cheap fabrics and don't appreciate the principles of classic menswear. So you want to level up your shopping to Brooks Brothers, Suit Supply, and you constantly discover new items that you want to buy. Perhaps it's an interesting Winchester shirt, a seersucker blazer for summer, or a new tie. However, there is a way to dress well on a budget without sacrificing style or quality, and that is to buy used garments. eBay is a goldmine of affordable menswear, and I know many men's style influencers have built their closet on a shoestring budget this way. I don't have a lot of experience with eBay yet, but I plan on buying a second-hand suit on eBay to see how it goes. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a video about that. Also, I would argue that most men in general underspend on clothes, and they don't realize the importance of personal presentation when putting together their budget. As a rule of thumb, I recommend spending around 10% of your net income on clothing. You may choose to allocate that to buying a larger quantity of used items or fewer new items, depending on your preference. The third downside of being a well-dressed man is that it requires a lot of maintenance. Clothes made of wool, silk, and leather must be washed and maintained more carefully than cheap synthetic clothes. Suits and separates must be dry cleaned, shirts must be ironed, shoes have to be polished, and of course buttons have to be resewn. On the other hand, the man who does not care about his clothes will throw everything in the tumble dryer and just toss it away when it becomes damaged. Although it takes time to maintain your clothes as a well-dressed man, your efforts will pay dividends. Real clothes can last decades if properly maintained. And there is a feeling of pride in taking care of your garments and maintaining them properly that will give you an extra boost of confidence when wearing them. Another downside to being a well-dressed man is that it takes patience. We hear a lot today about fast fashion, but the well-dressed man is a consumer of what I like to call slow style. A man who orders bespoke garments will have a waiting period of at least 6 weeks, and then there are normally alterations to be made. So it's not unusual for there to be a 2 to 3 month gap between first ordering his clothes and getting them in his closet. Even if you don't go custom, you are likely to use a tailor as a well-dressed man. Renowned tailors in busy cities often have have long wait times. For example, I've been working with my tailor to get the fit right on a blazer for 6 weeks now. But there is a big benefit to slow style. It requires you to be more deliberate and discerning in your purchases. When you remove the instant gratification from the shopping experiences, you have to think more carefully about exactly what you want. And the bespoke process allows for creativity, providing the well-dressed man with a garment that is unique to him. Another downside of dressing sharp is that others might not understand it. We live in a time where personal presentation is not as valued as it once was. The normal outfit for an adult man today is no different to the normal outfit for a 4-year-old. And of course, this has changed women's perceptions of how a man dresses. So if you choose the path of style, wearing suits, blazers, and ties, some people may have a hard time understanding your choice. They may think you're only dressed like that to go to work, to go to a wedding, or because you're in the Secret Service. Some people may ask outright, why are you dressed like that? On the plus side, this means being well dressed will make you stand out. You will catch people's attention with your looks and draw them in. From my experience, women are very happy to see a man dressing sharp because it makes a refreshing change from the way they normally see men dress. So I've found that the additional attention that comes from being well dressed to be an overall positive, not a negative. A downside of being a well-dressed man is that people make assumptions about your personality. When people see a man dressed in a suit and tie, or even just a collared shirt, they make assumptions about him. Overall, these stereotypes are mostly positive. The well-dressed man is seen as more successful, capable, mature, and sophisticated. But he is also more likely to be seen as conservative and perhaps a little vanilla, which may or may not be true for you. If a man dresses a little more flamboyantly, people might think he's gay because so few straight men care about their appearance. If you want to challenge these assumptions, put a personal spin on classic style. Maybe that means wearing sneakers with your suits, wearing different colored suits, or accessories like jewelry or a neckerchief. Now we come to the final downside of dressing sharp, and that is it raises your standards. When you dress well, you begin to develop a bit of a reputation. You're the guy who always looks sharp. This can become a slight burden sometimes. For example, if you want to run some errands before going to the gym and you don't have time to change, or you just didn't feel like dressing well that day and you wanted to lounge around in a sweatsuit. It's a bit like being a woman who wears a lot of makeup. If she doesn't want to wear makeup one particular day, it's going to be a lot more noticeable than it would be for the woman who only wears minimal makeup. But overall, I would rather set these high standards for myself and occasionally fall short of them than to have no standards for my personal appearance at all. Gentlemen, I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you believe is the biggest downside to dressing sharp? Is it one of the points I mentioned, or is it something else? I am opening up my calendar to help men like you become the best dressed versions of themselves. If you want to level up your style, you can book a one-on-one consultation call with me where we can go through what you're currently wearing, how you would like to dress, and how I can help you get there. I will take a look at your current style, see what is and isn't working, and offer my personal suggestions on how you could improve. So there is a link in the description where you can book some time with me. I'm very excited for the chance to work with you one-on-one and level up your style. So thank you for watching today's video, and I'll speak with you soon.